That's okay. All right, so we are here today to talk about wine events in your neighborhood, wine vendor events, wine tastings, like a public, like come to this wine festival kind of event topic. Um, so I am Tracy Cox, and you guys can introduce yourselves too. Mookie, you go next.
Okay, hi, I'm Mookie. I'm from Key West, and I have an opportunity to join the Key West Festival in January. So we're having this call to see how we can do that because it was just voted the #1 food and wine festival by USA Today, so it's a big deal.
Very cool. That is
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And I'm Heidi Jacoby in Fort Collins, Colorado. And Mookie's on my team and had questions about the festival. And I knew that Tracy would have some answers for us. So here we are.
Awesome. And Mookie, you're like brand new with One Hope, right?
Yeah, I've been like my 3rd week.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
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 I love that. How's it going so far?
Really good. I actually have the bottle here. It's awesome.
Oh, please show.
Yeah, my boyfriend jewelry store here in St. Louis, and so he ordered a bunch of these to serve to his customers while they're shopping.
That is
It
so
came out
cool.
beautiful. Yeah,
Those are beautiful. Yeah.
and it matches perfect. And this is the bag from the store, so it like perfectly.
That's
awesome.
so good.
Yeah,
It's
So
so
cool.
good. What a way to get started.
Yeah.
yeah. And so I'm anxious to get home because I signed up while I was up. So everything got shipped home. So I need to go home to really get started.
Yeah.
I think you're doing okay.
We ship to St. Louis, so you can order wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So Mookie, I'm going to ask you questions, or you kind of like jump in and share, like, so it's the Key West Food and Wine Festival.
Correct.
How is it set up, and what has the vendor told you so far that is organizing the event?
Okay, so it's in multiple locations and they're paid events. That's private pairing foods and wines. And I know that there's some limitations as to what we can do with paid. So as I was talking to him, he thought have me in the welcome room. They have this welcome area where nobody pays to get in. They go in, pick up their VIP credentials, and there's going to be a couple of different wine vendors in there just offering tastings of their wines that are going to be, some of them are going to be represented at the events and some of them aren't. So it's kind of a, and so I thought with nobody needing to pay that I could go set up in there and just set up a tasting table, and it would be an hour each day at the Welcome Center. So it would be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then he is giving me a complimentary table at one of the events that is paid, but it's prepaid. There's cash involved.
That's
actual event. So I wasn't sure to what limit.
Okay, so let me just stop you right there because you're as long as you are not taking the money for a One Hope wine tasting, you can do whatever event that you want.
Got it.
As long as you are not saying you can come to this One Hope wine tasting and I'm charging you $20 to come to this One Hope wine tasting, it is fine. It is a third-party vendor. They are doing it. One Hope, you are just there serving One Hope as part of the thing. You are absolutely, positively fine to do that.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
One event, the table, it's the final event of the festival, and it's just probably 60, 70 different wine vendors that are there. Vendors and people pay to come and they get their wine, walk around, taste the food. So I would not be collecting any cash or credit cards except, if somebody wants to buy some wine from me. but I'm
So
not
in
seeing
anything,
anybody.
anything at any of these events, any wine that is bought and sold, the majority of all these vendor places too, and any wine festivals have a stipulation no wine can be sold on premise. So everything has to be ordered, which is what we do anyway as cause
Right.
entrepreneurs. Everything is bought and sold through our One Hope websites. So you would collect orders there. I recommend having lots of order forms. I recommend knowing and we can go through a little more of this too, but like what wines to serve and that kind of stuff
Yeah.
too. So any festival is typically it's a paid event. People who are coming to that festival have already paid to get there. So I want to put an expectation out to you as the cause entrepreneur who is there serving the wine. Um, a lot of people aren't there to purchase wine that day. So make sure whatever you are handing out, giving out, has your information on it, linking back to One Hope. If that festival is involved with the nonprofit, make sure that you have their nonprofit information so you can share like, hey, 10% of this will go back to XYZ. When it gets closer to the date, you can kind of figure out what wines to serve. Vintner collection is the easiest one, I think, to talk about because the breakdown for pricing is super easy, and or wine club. Serve wines from the wine club, maybe do like the 4-pack of wines. I recommend also, sharing that. The easiest, you just have to make it really easy when you're at an event to talk about stuff.
Okay.
What I've done in the past is also had 2 or 3 other people with me, because then we have a long line. I do an event every January at Union Station here. And literally I have like at least 2 or 3 other cause entrepreneurs with me. And then we split the sales from the event. We all pretty much qualify from an event. But we know that people, and that's because we've had certain sales or we sell it in a way. And we've learned through the years to be like, here's somebody tasting, pouring and tasting and talking about the wine. Then they go to the next person. And that's the person that's going to be like, what can I get for you today? You like this wine? Do you want to host a wine tasting? Do you want to host, you get 10% off today. If you order today, here's our special, here's our wine club, here's whatever it is. Like that person is kind of like your hook, your salesperson, because
Right.
we don't have a lot of time at these events to sit and talk and to sell. But if you have yourself staffed well, and sometimes you can get friends to volunteer. Those are the best. I pay with wine.
Yeah.
So that is like the easiest thing. Be like, hey, come help me, and I'll pay with wine. Plus, you get a ticket to the wine festival, so that's always fun. Although, literally, there is like no time to walk around and see other people's booths because you are crazy, crazy busy. And then you're engaging with people, and the more that you can engage and have that conversation and connect, the more they're going to be like, oh yeah, you know what, this is something that I want to do, either host a wine tasting or join your team. I've gotten a couple of cause entrepreneurs from there as well, but mostly it's about furthering the mission of what we're doing and how we can help whatever nonprofits are in the local area.
Okay. A couple of friends popped into mind that I know would love to help me. So that's good to know that I can do that.
Yeah. Another thing is, you're going to think that you're going to need a lot of wine, but you maybe don't. I just because I've done this one wine festival and another wine festival a couple of times, depending on the time of day that you're doing it, and the temperature. White wines always go the fastest. There's been times where I would bring like 6 different wines. We had like 3 whites and 3 reds, and then throughout the years we're like, nope, we're doing like a sparkling, a white, and a red, and that's it. And people will ask us if we have other kinds, but sometimes it's like, keep it simple, keep it easy to talk about, keep it whatever One Hope has on special, or the purchase with purchase packs if we're still doing that in January. And wine club really is like a good hook and a good way to get people in, because the pricing is amazing. And then plus I can talk about curating, or the winemakers curated selection, or creating their own wine.
Right.
And start with wines that well, by then you would have had a lot of the wines, so you will know what ones you like and what ones are your crowd favorites for people. Maybe at the VIP area, if you're there every day, which I think is awesome if you can. Maybe see too if somebody bring that gold bottle for display.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
definitely. This is coming home with me.
yeah, shimmers are, and if we still have glitters then too, like shimmers and glitters are like the best to draw people into the table because they're like, what is that? Like they've never
Yeah.
seen it before. So it's really, people like that.
Yeah, they're just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already got so many great comments about them at the store, so that's a good start.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is really
Yeah,
awesome.
the tasting, the where he wants me to start the tasting in Welcome Center, it's only for 1 hour each day from 12 to 1. So it's right at lunchtime. So that people are already like in drinking mode in Key West by then. So that's a good
But they're not
good
wasted.
start. They open at 10 a.m.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, 12 to 1's a good time then, just to
Yeah.
do a little tiny little pour. And then normally at most festivals too, they provide glasses for the
Yep.
individuals with a pour line.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I don't fill it to the pour line, just so you know,
Right.
because I just do little 1 ounce tastes, especially because sometimes I have more than one wine and people keep coming back. And when I see people coming back for their third taste, most people come back and be like, oh my God, your sparkling is hands down the best sparkling that is at this place. And there's like, the one festival I do, there's like a room with sparkling in it, and they're like, "Oh my God, your
Okay.
sparkling is like the best, and your wine is the best." And I was like, "If
The
it's the
best.
best, then buy it." And I
Right.
literally say that to people, and it's like, "Well, then buy it, or give me your
Right.
information." Like, because if you don't ask,
I'm here to hook you
they
up,
don't.
girl.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
still have reoccurring customers from 4 years ago from a wine festival that I did that he'll buy a case every like quarter of like sparkling wine that he just comes back to.
Yeah.
And I've offered him
That's
free
awesome.
wine tastings and stuff too, and he's like never taken me up on it. But that's okay. He keeps buying wine, so that's all that matters at the end of the
That's
day.
good.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, and they have a lot of repeat people at this one too.
yeah,
The VIPs are people that have come from beginnings and
yeah,
just with the festival.
yeah. And if you've and you'll see like by then kind of what you want to hand out to that people can go to, and how you can get people's information. Definitely have a little information card. I'm looking around because I normally have one sitting here. I have people fill out a little form about like keeping in touch. Oh, you can't really see it. About keeping in touch. Just put hide that person's information, like
Yeah.
what they're interested in.
Right.
Like hosting, gifting, and then if you can, the best thing to do with those contact cards is you do want to add them to some sort of email list and or your back office, at the contacts in your back office, because if they search and they go to One Hope again and they're like, everybody's going to take a picture of the shimmer bottle, just so you know. So have your information near there or on that shimmer bottle so your information follows along with it, because people will remember that really cool, oh, what was that really cool shimmery bottle, where's it at in my
Yeah.
picture? They might
Oh,
not
I took a
remember,
picture. Yeah.
they might not remember
Yeah.
your name, so
Yeah.
make sure, I made like a little crate that has my name on it, but
It's like
I,
behind
I
you.
could make 12 bottles of shimmer wine, like that'd be cool, but I don't need 12 bottles of wine that has my information on it. That'd be way too much. But make sure that your information is somewhere near there, and make sure you tell people, I let people know like I am an independent rep, because no other wine company there is an independent rep. They're coming through distributors, they're coming through, independent wine companies or vintners themselves. Also check with the person to see, because you had asked a question too about who buys the wine. Do they buy the wine or do you buy the wine? Typically I bring the wine to the event, and typically events like that do cost people money to go, like us as vintners, and people who are sharing, we normally have to pay a booth fee plus bring the wine.
Mhm.
So depending on what the cost of something is, that determines whether or not I'm going to do it. The one wine event that I do, I'm comped the booth, and they donate my booth fee that they would have charged me to actually donate that to back to the nonprofit, because
Nice.
we give back to nonprofits and we're trying to fundraise for them that night. But then I also provide the wine.
Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, a lot of places, so for instance, there was another wine company next to me the other time, and I just found out, I was like, they're like, oh yeah, well, we shipped our wine here and they bought the wine from us, and they bought the wine through the wine vendor.
Uh,
But that's because the wine vendor paid the fee to be there. So then they had to buy it to bring it in. So it's kind of, I was like, okay, yeah, I would rather not buy a table and just bring my own wine, because I'm not going through that much wine that's going to equate to that vendor fee for me.
Right.
If I have other cause entrepreneurs come with me, then we split the wine, and I say, you bring, yeah, we each bring a case of wine, typically is what our investment is in that. And then whatever wines we don't use, we just split up amongst us at the end of the day and go home.
That's smart.
Too.
So what
Yeah,
his
how do you
next,
figure out how much? Sorry.
yeah,
How do
that's
you
what I was
figure
just
out?
gonna ask.
Yeah, like how do you figure out how much to even bring?
I normally just say like a case of wine per CE. And then it depends on what time of day it is. Like, so if it's from 12 to 1, you can ask them if they've done that before, what their flow is and how many people you think are going to come through there. And if you're just going to serve sparkling at that time, because it's a welcome reception and that's kind of a good way to kick off people, you
Yeah.
might need, a couple, I mean, you probably do a case of wine maybe during that time, depending on how many people come. And
Well,
what
he's estimating about 50 people will come through the Welcome Center each day.
Oh, okay. That's not many people at all.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Then I just
So
did
you
like
think,
2 bottles the other day for 50.
how many?
I just did 2 bottles for 40
Yeah.
Yeah,
of the
that's not
bubbly,
that
but
many.
I was only pouring 1 ounce.
And that's all this is.
Yeah.
They're not coming in to have a glass of wine and a meal.
Right.
It's a tip, just they're picking up credentials, have a
Yep.
taste of the wine and go.
Yeah.
So
even
then
maybe
if
3 or
I'm
4.
doing it for 3 days, then maybe a case for all 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would think so.
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
You just have to be super conscious of your pours, and then whatever friend who's coming knows that it's a conscious pour.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And sometimes at an event like that, they will have volunteers that could also help you too. Or if they're with a nonprofit, there's other times too with wine festivals that are run by a nonprofit. So the nonprofit will hold the liquor license for that day. Same thing, like we're still not taking any money for it. They're doing ticket sales to come to, like I used to do a zoo beer and wine fest. So they would take the information, like I was just there as a vendor to pour, and then I would, obviously we still have our donation that gives back. And then all the vendors that were there actually at that one, because we were helping to support the nonprofit, nobody was asked to do a fee for a table. So, it was because we had to bring all of our own wine and all that stuff too. Nobody was buying anything. So that's kind of, it's kind of how I look at it too for things.
Right.
Like
I
a
have to
trade-off.
invest in this, yeah, to help you for your event that you're making money on. So, but it was really good. Also make sure too with the wine festival people, when they put your logo or your name on their website, that it links back to a link that will benefit whatever nonprofit that you're doing.
Okay. So yeah, he said he's a friend of mine, so he's getting to me. So he's going to put a link up for me on the website. He already has One Hope on there just so I could see it, and it looks good because he has to be under California wines on One
Nice.
Hope, and then I have to send him my link to my shop, and he's going to put that up as well.
So
And then I don't have to pay for any of the tables at any of the events.
Nice. So make sure that you open an event and that link is targeted to that event. and that it'll say, you know, like Key West wine event. So that way when people go to, they click through the One Hope, it'll go right to that Key West event. You can keep event links open for as long as you want. That also helps you as a cause entrepreneur, because then you're the host for that event. So you're going to earn the host rewards on whatever sold through there.
So then I should have an event made and have him link that, not my personal site.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Okay. And then I have to get some more, because
And then after the event, though, after the event is done and you close that link, then have him put just your personal site back up there.
okay.
But what that does is that when it goes to your link, it reinforces what it is that we do as cause entrepreneurs by giving back the 10%. And that's way if people click on it. Now, in your about section of your One Hope back office, you can change it to say what it is that you do about, because your link will go to that certain page, but your about section, you can talk about that too. On the event page, there's a little thing that says message from the host. When you set up your event, you can put some detailed information in there. Put your information in there. Put all this information that I have right here, but your information, of course, on there, being like, hey, please feel free to contact me if you're interested in customizing bottles, if you're interested in doing custom gifts, that kind of, put that all on there so they know to contact you.
Okay. So, okay, so I'll create an event, and I can do that now. You said I can start this.
Yeah, if they're trying to advertise the event, now's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because there's tickets go on sale in October. So I have to have everything into him by September 14th. And then tickets go on sale.
Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
And then what I do need to get more information, we hadn't talked about, me go do the grand tasting. That's the Saturday, like I said, the last event of the festival. It's Saturday evening, and that's a 2-hour event from 5 to 7. So I'll need to get more information. When I was working at the hotel, I hosted this event, and there was about 200 people, but that was like 5 years ago. So I don't know how much it's grown. So then that is a whole different ball game than doing the welcome center. So if I do proceed with that, would I create that as a separate event? No. Or everything is just one event for all days?
Keep it as one event for the whole entire thing.
Okay.
Because, and the reason that you want to do that is that it makes it easier. So one, your friend's not always changing a hyperlink on the website. And that way too, like all the messaging can be the same, that you're still going to support XYZ. You can print out a little sign that says 10% of your purchase goes here. If you're not interested in purchasing today, please give me your information and I will mail you the link. It's always good. Oh, there you go. It's always good to get that information from people. And I do recommend QR codes, but I also don't recommend QR codes.
Yeah, I know.
Because of the fact of, and just, it's different. People have different things. A lot of people use their phone for stuff. So they might scan the QR code and it'll take them there, but they may not do their actual purchase.
But it's hard for them to save it.
Yeah. So unless it's
and
like,
then they don't save it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to always reinforce what your name and stuff is, but maybe have them do there's so many different things. You could do a QR code and have them go to like, hey, I want more information, fill out that information. You could do a QR code that's a quiz or
it's like a Google form
giveaway or something like that. You can do giveaways at your event that draws people in, and it also gives them opportunity to fill out little slips to put in for that giveaway.
So what would you recommend as a giveaway?
I would see whatever little wine swag that you have. You could give away a gift card to One Hope. You can do a $25.
Oh, I like that idea, because that would force them to buy something.
Yeah. With a gift card, whoever wins it, I would say that they have to contact you to redeem the gift card, and then you do the order. Now you can we do have gift cards that are available, and people could buy a gift card and send it, and then they get a digital code to redeem it. A couple little points about gift cards. When somebody does purchase a gift card, they do get that digital code, It is not linked to your website. So if they click on that code, it'll just take them to One Hope. If you see who purchased the gift card and who the gift recipient is, put that gift recipient and the email into your One Hope contacts in the back office. So hopefully if they use that same email to redeem it, it will be linked to you in the back office.
Right.
A lot of the gift cards end up in spam or the promotions folder. So just if you're a customer, you might want to just tell your customer after you see a purchase of it, just be like, hey, make sure that you let your purchaser know, or whoever you sent your gift card to, that, you know, it could end up in their spam or their promotions folder. If they don't see it, check in with them. Us as the cause entrepreneurs currently don't get a copy of the code that the people get. So if you, for some reason they lose it, they can't get it. I had a company last year that sent out like 50 gift cards. So I had to get with support and have them give me all the codes for everybody's information, because a lot of them went to their work address, their email address, and their firewalls blocked anything that had to deal with alcohol. So they didn't actually get it because it came from onehopewine.com. So I sent it from my my personal email address, and then somebody's like, this must be a scam.
Oh my gosh.
No, really, like this company,
A wine scam.
Gift card.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this is crazy. And I was like, no, really, they sent you $150 gift card, like use it, you know? So it was kind of funny, but you know, people are on high alert, especially holiday time.
Yeah.
So just know about that too. Yeah, but definitely a giveaway, something to draw them in. People love free shit, no matter what they do. They love, I mean, how many people clamor for a free t-shirt at whatever sporting event that you go to, right? Like they love to win that free t-shirt. So something to give away for free is good. If you have little tchotchkes or something at your event, you can do that too and give something away if you want to. You know, so people take it with them with your name on it. And I recommend, Terry and I used to do postcards that had a recipe on it, because people love recipes, so they will keep something like that.
I love that.
That's a neat idea.
A wine pairing sheet, like what cheese, what wine, and then people would take that because that would have the information on it.
Oh, I love that.
And then because it was myself and another CE doing it together, we put both of our information on there, because in that way they could choose whoever they wanted to support and have that information as well. Because sometimes people are hesitant to give you their information, but at least if you take it. And then too, like I'm a big Instagram user too, so I'll be like, hey, just scan the Instagram thing, you know, like follow me on Instagram. If you get them following you on Instagram and you at least go and follow them back or send them a quick message, that works too. Another thing, when you are gathering all your contacts, and just for you might already know this, but I like to just send everybody an email that has all my information in it afterwards. I just kind of do a blind CC, or I actually set up something through my Flowdesk account that I just go in, enter the people in my contacts, and then I add them to a workflow. That is just a quick, easy thing that says, hey, it was great meeting you. Here's my information about wine. Here's my information about my other businesses, and make sure that they can contact me. But all that text is stuff that is, and then an email, that those words and stuff are searchable. So you know, they may remember One Hope, but I always say like, oh, just send me your email and I'll send you a quick email, because you're going to lose my business card. You're going to lose this pamphlet. This way you can look it up in your email and be like, oh yeah, who was that cool wine person that I met? And I just tell myself that I'm cool and tell them that they met a cool wine person.
And they're so lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
And then you're also planting that seed of, I know you're going to want to order later.
Yeah.
So when you're putting that out there.
Yeah.
I know you're going to want to order later and you're going to want to connect with me. So when you want to order your 17 cases of custom shimmer, this is how you're going to find me.
How you're going to do it. Yeah. This is how we're going to give back to this cause. So, yeah. And I think getting back to the festival question, that's the big kind of it's not a misconception. There's a lot of like conversations about it. People are like, no, you cannot do an event if there is a fee charged for a wine tasting.
Right.
And that really means that if it's you yourself cannot charge for a One Hope wine tasting as a cause entrepreneur.
That's
Um,
great, because
yeah.
that opens
And
up a
that,
lot of opportunity.
It
and,
does.
and the reason that that is because, so right here, picture behind me is a picture of our winery, because our winery offers One Hope wine tastings. They are the only ones who can charge for a One Hope wine tasting. Now, if
Yeah.
you're doing something with a friend and it is One Hope wine, it is a charcuterie board making class, it is a yoga retreat, something like that, there's other things involved with it. It's not a exclusive One Hope wine tasting. One Hope wine is part of the event. A taste is part of the event, and it's covered by that fee. Same
Oh.
thing with any nonprofits that you're working for. Like the shimmer bottles, for instance, are perfect as an example for a nonprofit, because that shimmer bottle, they could customize a shimmer bottle. The nonprofit could sell it for a suggested donation of like $100 or something like that. Buy this limited edition holiday cheers to you bottle supporting XYZ nonprofit. Proceeds go to us. Wine will be shipped to you. Here's your order form. They collect all the money for that bottle, and then they pay you, and then they pay the invoice to One Hope. So they're making money additionally on that bottle, placing a bulk order, and then it's either being sent to the person directly or picked up at XYZ event.
Do
And
they
that's,
have to say they're with a $100 donation, this is your gift? Or can they say, we're selling this custom bottle?
I've had people do both actually.
Okay,
So
that's awesome.
yeah,
So
and I've
it
had
can
people
be,
that have had, like, when we went virtual, I had a nonprofit that we were doing custom boxes and
Ooh,
custom crates for people.
yeah.
So if they ordered something at the $250 level, it included the little artisan box that we have
Oh, yeah.
and a bottle of wine, but it was like 2 years ago, so it was in that little crate, but it was
Yeah.
customized with the logo for the event. But it was just an expense that they added on to the thing, and we knew that they would,
That's,
like, because you have to do like 12 or something like that to make it custom for certain things.
yeah,
So they had to make sure we hit our minimums on stuff. But
that's so cool.
yeah, and then some other people, they're like, oh, if you just want like 2 bottles of wine, you can order 2 bottles of wine to watch this virtual wine and art event that we're going to have. And then they figured out what the price for 2 bottles is, plus the shipping. And then they included that in the thing. And then I just did one big spreadsheet, sent it all out, and sent it to them.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways and there's a lot of different opportunities. And I know we went way over what we were talking about with festival stuff, but it's kind of it's not a one and done. And same with like
No,
nonprofits, because what's going to happen is you're going to start talking to nonprofits, especially now it's like nonprofit gala season, and they're going to be like, oh, you do wine, can you donate wine for our auction? As a silent auction item. I like to donate something that's going to make sure that I get a return on the investment as well as the other people. And I have donated tastings. I've donated tastings to the nonprofit, and then the nonprofit can put them in a raffle and raffle them off, or
right.
auction them off. There are certain things like you can't raffle off alcohol, so you do have to be very careful of that. But if you donate it, whoever you donate the product to, or if they purchase the product, that person who's not a cause entrepreneur
Yeah,
then can do whatever they want to do with that wine that they have.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
So
that opens up even more.
right.
So
Because,
nonprofit events, when they say, hey, do you want to, donate a wine basket to me? Sure, I can do that. But what are you doing for wine for your actual event? Oh, well, we get it donated from somebody. And I was like, so I don't want to be your one night stand, which is what this,
Ah,
me giving you a basket to give
right.
away is. It's like, I'm just like your one
Yeah.
night stand, because we're one and done and you're not thinking
No,
of me. I want to be
I'm
your
not here for that.
I want to be your long-term girlfriend.
I'm not easy.
Yeah. It's like, it doesn't do me any good, and it only does you $50, $60 of good. Like,
Yeah,
let's make this a partnership that we can go on forever. Like we don't have to be exclusive, we can date other people, but like let's make sure. And sometimes it's funny because when you
I love
like
it.
something like that into it, they're like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And
Totally.
nonprofits are notorious just for like, no, we want
What
this
can
'cause
we get
it's
for
free.
free? Yeah.
We're serving this because it's free. And it's like, okay, you're serving this because it's
No.
free, but that wine then doesn't do anything for you the rest. It's not followed through. Like I just did an event 2 weekends ago, and they had wine left over from another event that they used at their bar to sell by the glass that day. And I was like, that's great. I said, but for your gala moving forward in October, like let's have a conversation, because it would be better if you serve One Hope. Everybody's gonna love the wine because they always do. And then you
Yeah.
follow up and you say, hey, that wine, hey, Sharon, that wine, that Chardonnay that you were throwing back like it was going out of style, you can buy that at home and support XYZ cause. I mean, you don't have to say like that, but
Yeah.
some people are be like, we saw you really enjoying that Chardonnay and that Cabernet at that event, that supports our nonprofit when you buy through this link. And it just further shares. And my
It's a
feeling,
better ripple effect.
and my feeling is too that if a nonprofit or any company doesn't provide this wine and they decide just to go to Trader Joe's because it's cheaper, or Costco, then why should I as their constituent buy it if you're not backing it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you see an influencer and they share One Hope, but they're also sharing a ton of other wines too. It's like, well, that's good, but it also, it doesn't reinforce the brand. It doesn't reinforce what they're
Right.
trying to do with the brand. Like, hey, send gifts, but we're not going to send you gifts from One Hope because, either
That's too expensive. Yeah.
that doubt in their mind, it's too expensive, it doesn't taste good,
Right.
or why, so sometimes too, when you start to have those conversations with your nonprofit people, or even people, that want to do One Hope too, even cause entrepreneurs, it's like, if you're a cause entrepreneur, but you're never drinking One Hope wine or sharing it or bringing it over to your friend's house, why would your friends or anybody want to buy it from you?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, why? That makes no sense. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I just bought a couple of cases of the minis that are on sale too. So,
Right? Aren't those the best?
oh, I love them. I love
I
Those
them.
can't
are,
believe they're $6 right now. $6.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's the cost of my fancy drink at Starbucks.
I know, what a good relatable thing. I'm gonna make a little reel today about it. Plus, I'm
Right?
gonna make these labels are the perfect size to over label when you want to put something on there.
Oh,
This size label. So I'm actually making one that
how
is
many are on the sheet? Is it 8?
10.
10.
1, 2.
And that's the size of this?
Yeah.
So you cover that or you go on the back?
Oh no, I cover it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a little sample one today. That's my thing, and then I'll show it and share it, and then I'll do a printable for it.
Sweet.
It's such a good, like, I have a friend that was gonna do one just the other day for an event, and then she got crazy busy and she didn't order the wine, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am not that person who says I'm gonna do something and then I don't. And
Yeah.
then it's like, well, hey, look, as it happens, now they're on sale. So now you should stock up. So
Yep.
when you do your next events at your real estate open houses, you have the little wines that you get to hand out to people with.
Yes.
We'll make these little custom labels for you, or I will, my design side of me, and
Yeah.
or separately for that. But
Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
So yeah.
Thanks for all the info.
Absolutely. This was more than I expected. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just so festival, just
Spinning right now with ideas.
back to the festival stuff. Wine festivals are great. Make sure people have your information. Make sure you share your information at the event. Get people's information. People have already paid in attendance to come there. So depending on, like, yours sounds like it's more structured. Like mine is, the ones I've done, it's like from 4 to 5 is like the VIP hour where people come in and taste, and then from like 5 to 8 or 9 is like how long the rest of it is for the general people. I mean, we've done stuff where we're like, nope, now everybody's just drinking to get
Right.
drunk at the end,
Yeah.
and we stop serving. And
Yeah.
we make sure to, and I'll tell the promoter who's there, I'll be like, no, everybody's just getting drunk. And like most people have run out of wine anyway by that time. A lot of other vendors have too. So I don't feel bad about us, even though we may
Yeah.
have wine there, because I always like to be over.
It's under the table hidden, right?
Yeah. Don't ever display all your wine. Just
Nope.
display what you're serving right then and there, so people can't say, oh, but I see you have a case of wine right there, open it. And I'm like, no.
No.
Because the consumer
Drunk.
doesn't understand what it is that we do, and that we're just not there
Aaron,
from,
you're drunk. Yeah.
you know, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I volunteered as wine pourers at a local event, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The vendors just drop off. We volunteer, we pour until it's done, and then it's closed once we run out.
Yeah.
And most of the time you run out an hour or so before the event ends.
Yeah.
But people expect that.
Yeah. And at our event, my goal at any wine festival is for me to share information and for me to fundraise for that cause. I don't care how long the line is. I'm not moving you through to move you through to
Nope.
pour wine. Sometimes I do, but I had one time somebody like walk through the line and pour wine. I was like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah.
It's like we stay behind our table or the side of the table to have a conversation with the people, because those people are just here to drink, which that's what they're there for. But we're also there as an information source, and to make sure that we share what it is that we do and how we do it. And anything that you can kind of have written in large letters, and handwriting always draws people's attention in as well. That's always a good thing too.
Yeah, I got one of those chalkboards with the, I don't know, the marker crayons.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I got a little easel for that. So I'm gonna write things like about the wine club and things like that on there. I ordered business cards, so I have those. And then I made like what you were showing, Heidi, all my information with the barcode, the QR code, one of those as well to put in a frame.
Perfect.
So
yeah,
obviously by January I'll have more knowledge of other things. So
yeah,
I got it. I've started with that.
No, that's good. And there's stay tuned on like the CE image sharing page, because people will share their setups, they'll share their different flyers and stuff that they make. One Hope's finally catching on and making some themselves. Like
some good templates. They're making some good Canva templates.
Yeah, well, they actually did a wine club one that I just saw the other day that was like, it's about freaking time.
Good.
That broke down, like, because I would always do it and put it in the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's about time you do that, One Hope. And I wish they would put the wine club on the monthly feature at the very top of the monthly wine list too.
Yes.
Instead of the purchase with purchase, because then actually you could keep that wine. Well, the wines change a lot though too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Awesome.
Talk about it more. But anyway, that's my own like 2 cents on that. Neither here nor there.
Awesome. Thank you.
So anyway, I hope this was helpful.
Oh,
so good.
Absolutely.
You're the best.
Great. Like I said, my head's just spinning with ideas now, because it just,
I know, now you got to do a brain dump.
So many doing. Yeah.
I'm madly taking notes. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you both for taking time on the holiday, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you guys too.